Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. Welcome in. How is everyone doing? Ooh, I put a little bit too much Carmex on my finger. Where is... Okay, so let me go over here and get this all set up. Incredible greetings, incredible morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. All right. Let's get this all shared out. Oh, come on. If you're watching the playback of this of course is a live broadcast, so I'm waiting for people to come in the room. I have to share this out. This is not a video where we just kind of get into the topic like normal videos that you would, just click on where someone has pre-recorded it and kind of just get into the topic. I do my broadcast like this and my discussions live. So I do kind of have to wait a little bit for people to get on. I have to do some work to share to help that algorithm like get pushed out. So, all right. Okay. So let's see here. What am I doing? Oh. I really don't even feel like I'm being lazy. I really don't even feel like putting a caption to this. Normally I use my good friend ChatGPT where I can just copy and paste, but I forgot to do that. And I'm just going to share it into my groups. Yeah, I'm just going to share it into the groups. I have a win to share. I took your advice and I did what you do when you're sharing your post. Last night, I reported my planner video and took the content recorded recorded or reported. I'm not sure. Took the content I posted with it and broke it down in 3 different comments in the section. And I did add followers and add highlights, and I got a sale on my Amazon KDP from it. Awesome. This is my first time posting after 9. I was trying to test the algorithm for nighttime. Yes. Oh, repost it. Okay. I was like, report it, repost it. Awesome. Incredible greetings, incredible morning. That's my city girl, period. All right, so we're gonna just have a little chit chat, a little chitty chat. Based off of my last video, I've come to realize y'all don't want to hear craft stuff from me. Y'all don't want to hear design stuff from me. I got the biggest algorithm boost, or like people watching from me talking about nothing. I'm saying about nothing, but I do want to kind of just have this, I set some things in there where I was like, I want to wait until I am out of the crafting world, and it's like, not say out of the crafting world, but where my face isn't the totality of like the brand of the business, where, if I had brand ambassadors or others that were like doing certain things, and I was kind of hands off from doing the classes, because this is my swan song. Like this year will be the last year that I focus on the craft stuff, doing classes and things. I was going through my classes. I was showing someone, because I had a one-on-one session yesterday, and I'm going through classes, and I'm just like, I have a large library of work that I could continue to just repost these. I know for some people, they might feel like it's outdated, but I know that the way that I teach is something that is timeless. And I'm just figuring out a plan to where all of these amazing classes that I've done over the years, I will just, continue to re-promote them and not feel like I have to do it all the time, at least online. I want to focus on bigger challenges, bigger business, just bigger opportunities than what I've been doing now. I feel like I've been playing small. So the capacity in which you guys see, hold on. My mother. Anywho, so I was writing to myself and journaling, just thinking to myself, and there are topics that I could talk about and just kind of have these segments. It's not, not a podcast per se. I think that sometimes I was taking my own advice, and things don't have to be perfect, just kind of get into it. Now, I would rather have something where I can have a panel of people and just discuss certain things, and because here when you're writing, I know sometimes you guys are probably thinking certain things, but it's like, oh man, I can't write that. I'm busy, I'm working, I'm driving, I'm at work, but you might be listening to some stuff and it's like, oh, yep. I agree with that, or you may respond to something that you hear from someone, whether it's me or anybody else. Because I know I do it. I'm watching podcasts, because I do more of the video ones than the audio ones, which I know is bad, kind of sort of, because those who are into podcasting will tell you it's better if you watch or you listen to the audio version of their podcast, because that's how they really get ranked. The YouTube one is cool, but you of course get if their subscribers are up there and they have the watch, of course they can get paid through that. But it's really, as of right now, it's more so the actual audio podcast that gets they're trying to really build that part up. But I'll listen to them, and something will happen. I'm yelling back at my phone or things like that. I'm responding to it. So I'm pretty sure you guys do that as well when I'm talking about stuff. it's just hard for me to not see it like come up in the comments, because then I'll be honest, sometimes I feel alone in like some of my thoughts because no one's responding. So I'm like, is there anyone that thinks like me, or am I a horrible person for thinking like this? So that's one of the things. So I'm like, I would like to have a panel where I can just kind of hear the other people's perspectives, whether they are in line with my way of thinking or if it's not. Like I actually like open dialogue. I welcome people challenging the way that I think. Like I like debates. Like I love debates. Some people think that it's disrespectful for children to debate with their parents and things like that. I don't mind when my children express to me like their point of view or how something made them feel, something that they don't like. Like I'm learning to not be like how I like treat them like how I grew up, where, you know, it's like children don't have a voice and it's like, oh, well, you're a child, stay in a child's place. I don't understand what that means, because at the end of the day, are they not human? Or do they not have emotions? Are we not trying to create, when I say create, or like do we not want our children to be able to speak up for themselves, have a mind of their own? Is it that they're only entitled to have a mind of their own when they are adults? Now, don't get me wrong. Like if, you know, you're not able to survive on your own, you have to contribute to the household. You are not going to be able to just curse at me or blatantly just like, you're not going to listen to me. Like that's not what we're doing here. But I don't mind them expressing like how something made them feel. We upset them. They don't like that rule. Express to me why you don't. Then I can maybe explain to you why that rule is in place. The reasons why, you know, you can't go here, go there. You may not agree with it, but we can talk so that you understand somebody's perspective. You don't have to agree with somebody's perspective, but I feel like it would make the world a better place if we understood someone's perspective. We respected their perspective because their perspective is based off of their life experiences. And as children, they don't have a lot of life experiences. So when they go from being completely carefree as a toddler, as a baby, as a toddler, they're able to do all these things. And then now, because they reach a certain age, we say that you now have, you can't be just a kid anymore, right? You have to do this, you have to do that. We're trying to shape them instead of maybe shaping them when they are a toddler. But then you'll have people that says, oh my God, that's so wrong. Why would you have a toddler doing this, that, and the third? Let them be a kid. But if we continue to let them be a kid in the sense that people kind of like frame that, then when they have to make, I'm saying grown up, but like young adult decisions, or you're coming at them like with responsibility, in their mind is, what happened to let them be a kid? So I say all that to say, like, I am definitely learning and I have changed. MJ says it all the time, like, oh man, like you're soft now, like you want to, oh, this isn't fair, this is favoritism. And it's like, no, son, you were my first child. I'm like, I did not know, you know, I did what I knew from being a child and how they raised me. And in your mind, you're thinking, okay, well, I turned out fine. And you kind of do the same things until you really start to see how it affects them. So, of course, second time around, doing things a little bit different, but it's not as if I can't go back. I tell my time, I can't go back and change what I did. Now, I can do things differently from this point on in your life as you go into adulthood. And there's going to be some things that Zani Mani probably doesn't like, you know, even now, like I'm still learning, but I allow them to express themselves. So like this morning, well, yesterday, MJ cut himself with the dog food can. So he had like, he had a deep cut. So as a parent, I'm like, he went to the bathroom, like he tried to be self-sufficient and go get his own like to put a Band-Aid. It's bleeding profusely. And you put this little Band-Aid on it. Sir, you got to apply pressure so that the bleeding stops and your blood clots so that the bleeding stops. You can't just he's like, oh my God, the blood soaked up like already or something. Yes, son, you got to just put gauze on it. So we go in there, and of course I have to now talk him through. So like most parents, and I know I've grown up where it's like they will make you feel like you're an idiot for not knowing that you have to apply pressure. But if you've never had to do that, because we as parents, we take care of the boo-boos. When we're doing it, it's also cute. We're doing that, we're putting the pressure. We're not explaining why, because we feel like, oh, they're children. They're not going to understand putting pressure and that the blood has to clot. So we just coddle them, but then get upset when they now start to express like they're coming into their own. So he goes, I'm like, okay, I have to go and put it on there. So I'm explaining to him why I'm putting the tape and stuff on it or whatever. And so, yeah, we get to that part, whatever. So then this morning he needs to change it. He's like, mommy, are you going to wrap my finger up again? I'm like, MJ, I told you yesterday, that was just because it's a lot of blood. We have to put a lot of pressure on it so that it stops bleeding, it clots, whatever. It stopped bleeding, sir. You just want to cover it so it doesn't get infected. You can use a regular Band-Aid now. He's like, really? And I'm just like, where have I failed as a parent? But at the same time, I mean, it's not a matter of, I had to tell myself, it wasn't a matter of failing. It was, he's never had to worry about boo-boos, about accidents, about first aid, because here comes mommy and daddy to the rescue. So at what point do we start to, at what age do we talk about those things or do we explain? I feel like a lot of adults feel like they shouldn't explain themselves, no matter what it is, to children. But sometimes you kind of have to, right? So he goes, I sent him in there to go get his Band-Aid, right? I go into our bathroom because the first aid kit is in our bathroom. So I go into my bathroom. This kid got his Band-Aid and he just left the first aid kit there. How I grew up, Shakia, that part of my brain wanted to yell at MJ, if you don't get your behind over here and put this back, you took it down and you didn't put it back. But the growth in me as a parent is you're standing right here. Why can't you just put it up and then go and say, hey, MJ, when you went in there to get the Band-Aid, you left the first aid kit down. You took it down, you put it up. I put it up for you. But the next time, try to remember to put it back up. When you that's a different conversation. It's not like me coming at him combative. So I had to learn those things. I communicate with them. So I'm learning to be a more open parent. And some people don't like it because they feel like you're trying to be your child's friend. No, I'm trying to respect my child as being a human. Yes, if I tell you have to clean up, you have to contribute. So I try to rephrase things or reformat things in the, you live under my roof, you have to live by my rules. No, we all live in this house. So we all have to contribute to the upkeep of this house. Your responsibility is this particular room or this particular space, this particular task. Your responsibility is the kitchen on this particular day. As a child, I was, hey, you're supposed to clean up the kitchen. It's for parents, it's when I say that means get up and go do it. Whereas now as a parent, I'm unless it's ridiculous and I can't do anything, hey, it's your day. I need you to come do this now so that I can do X, Y, and Z. You have until before your bedtime to get this done. This is your responsibility. It needs to be done. Now, I'm giving you free will to decide when you do that, but it needs to get done, right? So I'm just learning and growing every single day. I said all of that, which I probably could literally talk about parenting and just my journey of parenting. I don't know if maybe that's where, podcasting should go at for me. But that was just a whole little thing, and just how I am as a person and how I'm raising my children, and just kind of having open like discussions, right? Someone says we need Clubhouse again. Is it? Wait, I don't know because I don't have it on this phone. Did Clubhouse go away? I tried Clubhouse and it didn't really work for me. Like my rooms never really got anybody, and so it builds up this complex. I could not deal with Clubhouse because I would go into other people's rooms and speak, but then when I would do my own room, I didn't get the same love, which I kind of get that here too. So it's like whatever. But yeah, Clubhouse didn't really work out for me. It didn't really work out for me. So anywho, no, what was I saying? Like I was saying that for a reason. And now I can't remember what the reason was. I talked this whole thing about like MJ. I know what it was. It was just the willingness and openness to change on the fly. Like I'm adjusting as a parent on the fly, and I'm also adjusting as a business, as a influencer, as a like however you guys see me. I really don't truly understand how you guys see me. I don't see myself as a motivational speaker. I'm just someone who loves to share information, the information that I have gathered over the years, the things that have worked for me and that have not worked. I like to share what didn't work, and it may like what didn't work for me, it might work for you, but I still like to share it just in case. And it's like a matter of, well, this is what I did, or this is, try this, whatever. And sometimes people are not receptive to that. They want to just be stuck in their own way of like thinking. That's where I was kind of thinking. It's like just in parenting, people are stuck in their way of thinking because of how they grew up. I feel I'm finding the same thing is happening in the creative community that I am immersed in as an instructor, as a creative myself. And I enjoy being in groups and sharing my experiences, answering questions, but I'm seeing that that's not always perceived well because I have this platform that I'm guessing people, I guess I should feel good because obviously people feel like I have this mega platform to where if I'm in their group and I'm like providing information, some way and somehow in their mind they've conjured up that I'm trying to poach their audience and I get kicked out. Or when there's people of mine and like who follow me and who love our products, they love our classes, they go into these spaces where the main person isn't necessarily teaching. They thought that this was an open group, but they'll go in and they'll mention me and they're telling me that like, hey, my posts get deleted or I get muted. All these different things. Like if I try and post your class, if I try and do this, girl, I don't know what you did to these people, but they don't want your name mentioned in their groups. I don't know either, because I feel like I'm a cool chick. Like all I do is just provide information. And it's like, is it this know-it-all? I don't like feeling like I have to suppress what I know. So last night, someone had a post about like Excel. I know Excel. Like I know how I've made pricing calculators that I've given to my students to help them. I use it when it comes to like my taxes. I use Excel for database. I built full databases. I used to build, most people don't even know about Access, Microsoft Access. And that's where you can create a full database. I was creating databases in Access. Most people know Microsoft Word, they know Excel, they know PowerPoint, don't really deal with like that program. But that's just that's who I am. I yearn for knowledge, information, and then I can't keep it all in. So it normally tends to just kind of come out, right? And I battled. Do I answer this question? Do I ask questions of this person to find out the help that they need? And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, they're just going to see this like, damn, does she always have to comment on everything? Like, what is it that she doesn't know? I started to, I guess you would say, I don't say become ashamed of what I know, but when you have so many people who make it seem like it's a bad thing to be a know-it-all, it's a bad thing to be somebody that is inquisitive and likes to research information, it's like, damn. And going back to my kids, I never want them to feel that way where they cannot ask questions. Like, I see me in them and I don't see it as them because I know how I am. I don't see when my kids are asking questions as to why they have to do something, why did I make this decision, why they can't go. I don't see that as disrespect. I see that as them being just as inquisitive as me because I'm a person that questions. I realize I put a lot of emphasis on people asking questions because that is who I am. I have to now work on that. Like, I can't blame other people for not asking questions. I come on this platform and I'm like, I know me. Like, I'm always asking questions. Like, I'm on chat. Like, y'all should see the chat threads I have on ChatGPT because I feel like that's better for information than going to Google now. Like, I'm just a very inquisitive person. It'll say something and I have to I follow it up with like another question. Like, that's just me. And so I'm expecting that from other people and I'm not getting it. And I'm feeling like I'm disappointed that people are not like me. Like, I don't understand why you're not as inquisitive as me. Like, why are the questions not coming? Like, I just don't get it. Right. So I made up in my mind and I'm like, I have to take steps. It's not going to change overnight. There's going to be times I'm going to get on here. I'm going to be in classes. I'm going to be frustrated because I don't understand like why there are no questions. But if I still want to do content, I still want to show up, I have to show up more where I'm just talking. Like, I'll pick my own topic. I don't care what you got. Like, it's going to, like, I felt like it was harsh in my way of thinking and saying, I really don't give a damn about what y'all want to hear. Don't want to hear about my kids? Oh, well. Someone was like, oh, let's keep it crafting. No politics. If you don't want to hear me talk about politics, oh, well. I tried to talk to you about crafting. I tried to go and teach other things. That wasn't appreciated. The numbers weren't there. Like, if I'm going in, some people say, oh, don't worry about numbers. That's stupid. If I am doing content online, me doing the content and not having people watch, not having people like, then what am I doing it for? Like, that is the dumbest comment that I've ever heard people say. And like, oh, but don't worry about it. That makes no sense. That defeats the purpose of what I am like doing. So now to the point where I don't really care. Y'all don't like it? Oh, well. Y'all weren't trying. Y'all just want to hear me talk is what I discovered. So I'm going to talk about whatever in the hell I want. I'm going to be unapologetic in what I talk about. It's going to rub people the wrong way, but me being creatively correct, because I'm not going to say politically correct, but, craftily correct, because in the craft industry, we feel like, oh, it's a bad thing to criticize or comment on something that, hey, I wouldn't do it this way. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just expressing like, this is my take on it. So yeah, I said, this is the day of honest talking. I really don't give a damn what you want to hear. Like, either you're going to tune in or you're not. Half of you nosy people don't tune in for the craft stuff. You're going to tune in more for this anyway. The moment I start talking about some stuff that you're like, ooh, you're going to tune in. So if I want, like, my YouTube, yes, it's here. I would have loved for it to be a channel that was like based, like it grew organically off of the creative stuff that I've done for 10 years. I get more views on the stuff that's not about craft stuff. So if I just want this channel to live where I can have content that my children's children can basically eat off of, because now that I am monetized, my videos live forever. Unless I do something super, super crazy where I am demonetized, every time someone watches 20 years from now, they're watching a video. 30 years from now, that video happens to come up. My family can still make money off of it. So I really don't care anymore. Like, I will leave all the craft stuff up there. And then I was like, do I want to start a new channel? Nah, not really. I've worked too hard for this one. So I'll just pivot. And the ones that don't, hell, y'all won't watch it any damn way. So I don't care. So I decided today that I'm going to not teach craft stuff anymore. There's a bunch of videos there. You want to learn crafts? I have classes. You want to learn that part? I feel like they say, people pay attention when they pay. I don't charge a lot of money, but if you want to learn anything from me creatively, you got to join a class. On this platforms and from now and forevermore, I am not. So you'll find out what I can do, because as I go through my honest talks, you'll find out how great I am and what I know. Hey, come join a class. But I'm just going to do my honest talks. It's like, it's not a official like podcast type deal and things of that nature, but I'm just going to talk my shit and say what the hell I want to say. That's what I decided. So let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. I had to go up some more. Hold on. I was one of those parents that grew up with their children, and I sit and reflect on the way I raised my kids. And I wish there were some things I could have done differently, but I can't. So I try and reflect those on my grandchildren. I was stuck with the old school mindset for a long time. Yeah, it's crazy because they can say Etsy for templates, but when I say you for a template, it gets deleted. Yep. Don't internalize that ish. That's other people's jealousy and self-doubt. You can't, like, I'm sorry. As a human, we are conditioned to, some people may call it internalized, but it triggers something in you to reflect. And it's not to say that I'm going to change because of how someone feels, right? I can set better boundaries. I can make adjustments to the access that I give you. And like, how can I say it? I just reflect on it. So it's not like I'm going and it's making me depressed and this. I feel like it makes me stronger. It makes me stronger. I appreciate you saying that. I was always shut down growing up in the 70s. We didn't ask. We were told. So thank you for letting your kids ask. I love it. Hey, watching while working, popped in to say that I was introduced to you via creatives. You would collab with others and share your experience on topics, and they were discussing. Any video you collabed on, I clicked on because you gave good info. That's why I subscribed to your channel. This is your channel. Do you, someone always has something to say. Exactly. And that's the part that I realized, like, I can just, they're going to talk regardless, no matter what. It says pop your ish, professor. Hey. I know you don't do collabs anymore. Just wanted to share how I was introduced to you. And it's not, okay, let's talk about that. Right? Let's talk about this whole collaboration thing. I made my t-shirt and it said, I did my part, so take it or leave it. I saw you almost a year ago and fell in love instantly and glad I found you again. I love your attitude. Oh, thank you, El Stewart. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so let's go back to this one. It's not a matter of like, I'm not sure. Okay, you said it. Okay, true enough. Wait, no, not that. I got to go back up. Okay, I don't do collabs anymore. I'm not going to say it's by choice. People knew me from a lot of collaborations, but I guess they could not handle shit. It wasn't that I'm like trying to take over. Like, it's like slow moving. Like y'all see here when you guys are asking questions, I'm like, okay, come on. Where are the questions? I'm like, what are we slow dragging like for? Some of the, like, I don't, and the reasons why, like people don't see me on those platforms anymore. It's crazy to me. Like the fact that some people, I get loyalty. I've never been that person where, well, I'm gonna say never. I was a little bit in high school. As an adult, I'm not really that. If you don't F with them, I don't F with you type deal, especially if it's like over nothing. Like I'm not going to talk about that person with you. If you have a problem with them, this is still my friend. This is still, they're my, or I'm associated with them, like I'm on good terms with them, I have to be in spaces with them. So I am not going to engage in those conversations if they're sitting there and like I've been talking. I will say I've never really had to worry about that, where I've really been in a situation where I'm listening to someone talk about badly somebody that I care about. So I'm grateful for that, where I haven't really been in that situation. But I have been in situations where, okay, two friends or associates of mine, they no longer communicate. I can go hang out with you. I'm not going to bring up the other person. They always knew, like, you can't bring that up. And I think that's just a testament to me. Like, people always say, well, why do they feel so comfortable talking about you in front of me? Like, that makes somebody upset. So I think that's a good testament to me as a friend, the person that I am, where people never felt like they can go and like knowingly know that I know someone. So it's happened before where they didn't know that like they were a friend or a cousin or I was related to them. Then I have to go like, okay, wait, hold up. Not too much, because that is my people, whatever, whatever y'all got going on, that has nothing to do with me. We can coexist. However you feel, you keep that, whatever. But that has nothing to do with me, because I'm the type of person, when you wrong, and I will correct family and let them know, hey, you were dead wrong for that. Like, I don't coddle people, and I think my friends and family know that, so I've never really had to. But like in high, when you're young in your high school, whatever, you go and it's like they're talking about them, whatever. I'll say in high school, kind of, sort of, yeah, but not with like friends. It's just in the in crowd, and you go and you hear, like, that's a classmate. You're not a friend, you're a classmate, and you kind of hear it. But I've just never been that way. So to see adults do that, I'm gonna call the spade, right? Some of you, okay. Some people, sometimes you want to put names in like two situations, right? But then some people are like, oh, you're calling this person out. You're trying to change how they think about somebody. It's not that. I'm sharing my experience. So I did collaborations like not even collaborations, just like, hey, we're just getting like on like live videos. One of the people, they were afraid to get on live. So I'm like encouraging them, hey, I'll get on with you. I get on with them or whatever. Everything is like cool. But it's like once they kind of got their footing, hey, I'm not needed anymore. I found out about another person through like they tried my products. I knew nothing about it. Like, all I see are people joining my groups and they're saying that they came here because of this person. Like somebody did a video for our paper, right? They were like talking about the paper, whatever. And they were like, I guess they were watching my videos for silhouette. They were trying to learn silhouette. Oh, this girl, she real dope. She real smart. She knows this. So they were on their platform, giving me my creds, whatever, giving me my flowers. So then I finally went to this person. I'd never heard of them. And that to me also shows the power of influence and why it is so important to have people that's going to speak up for you and speak your name in rooms that, someone doesn't even know that you exist. I didn't know this person. Like, it never came up on my YouTube. So when they're now saying the name, I'm looking for it. All right, cool. Am I someone that curses on a regular? No, I grew up with someone, baby Patronia Hatley will cuss you down, okay? Estella Lavelle can cuss you down. I have aunts. I was never that person that did a whole lot of cursing, except in moments of passion and both, in certain places. But when I'm very passionate, I get upset about things. Some words may come out when I'm upset, but it's not something where it's like in my vocabulary all the time. And like that grungy, like, not say raunchy, because like, I'd be like, bitch, like that's one of my favorite words, like not the whole thing. I know some people don't like it. They feel like, well, why would you call somebody a bitch or whatever if that's your friend? Do you know what that means? And I'm like, do you know how many words don't make sense in the English? If I took it and we made it something else and it's a term, why does it matter to you if me and my friend are okay and we're cool with saying, don't you, girl? Why does that bother you? If you choose not to use those words and those terms in your everyday life, baby, that is you. Is us saying it to each other hurting you? Absolutely not. But anywho, the person did a whole lot of cussing. Like, I mean, every other word. And it's like if it was a censor, baby, it would be going off. I'm not going to hold that against you. As an adult, I can look past that. Like, and then, I can't listen to you around my children. Like, I got to turn it down. But I'm like, all right, this person overall to me just seemed like a really cool person. And I'm appreciative that without compensation, I'm not off, it wasn't a, hey, this is a brand ambassador, this and the third, that they were willing to say, I came across this person. They were like, they have their own platform. I came across this person. They're really dope. I learned a lot, blah, 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 blah. Their product is X, Y, and Z. So then kind of being in that room, and then, they were cool with other people and they changed. And it's like, it's okay to recognize and accept the fact that your life is changing, that you may not be completely satisfied with the state that your life was in at that moment, but don't take it out on other people. And you're very defensive. And the person openly said that, like, they struggle with that. But then when somebody comes and says something, then you get really, really upset. I didn't even say anything that was bad. I took it as, okay, they're in a bad place. They were not ready to receive what I said, or because of the place that they were in, they took what I said as something bad, when all I said was, it's great to see the old you back. Because I, as somebody that cares, as somebody that, I'm not going to say like a friend, or because people hate when you say friend. Everybody's not your friend. For me, I think my interpretation of what a friend is like, I feel like I can still call you friend. Like, I genuinely cared about you. And if I'm seeing your content all the time and I'm seeing the change, I've had conversations with you and you're expressing the things that you don't like. You don't like your housing situation. You don't want to be on income restricted. You want to be able to soar and do things, but then you can't, because if you make money, then it's like you have to get out of this housing, but this all you can afford. I want to be able to have housing that I don't have to worry about this, and somebody's checking for this, checking for that, but at the same time, I can't make moves. You know how many people I've coached to where they have the ability to make money, but they suppress it because they don't want to lose out on food stamps. They don't want to lose out on government assistance. They don't want to lose out on like their social security, because if I make this amount of money, I'm going to lose this guaranteed. But baby, you have the skills, you have the ability, you have the know-how where you could make more than that check that they are giving you. Is it not worth it for you to step out, to do what you need to do, to set this business up where you're not relying on that? Because guess what? It can be taken away at any point. We now have someone sitting in an office that's bypassing the way that our government is set up and signing executive orders to where you suppressed your gifts, your talents, to hold on to something that somebody can take away with the swipe of a pen. So for me, it's trying to encourage you, get out of that thinking. You have to take control over your successes, how much money you make. You cannot be held slave, like, because it's easy. We know that that's going to come. Yeah, business is not easy. Got to do a whole lot of, well, now I'm realizing you really don't. We choose to struggle. We choose to piecemeal stuff together. We choose to bootstrap. We choose to make up excuses because there are resources, but we don't want to put in the work because we want that instant gratification. If we wanted to start a business, but we have a 9-to-5, instead of complaining, oh, I don't have enough time to do this, making sure that in the time where I have guaranteed income, I'm going to sacrifice some time watching TV, going out, drinking, partying, whatever. And I'm going to set myself up. I'm going to get all the information that I can while I still do have this. So like while you're collecting your Social Security, while you're in Section 8, while you're getting food stamps or whatever, okay, that should be your stepping stone. So yeah, I'm getting that. I don't have to worry about this part. The time that I have, the time that I can control, let me figure out what I need to do. Let me read more. Let me research more. But people choose not to do that. They want the easy way out. But anywho, so you're talking to me about these things, and I'm starting to see your content change. I don't like that. I don't like that for you. As a friend, I don't like that for you. It's like, what's going on? Like, talk to me, because your demeanor has changed. Your bubbliness has changed. It's just like, like, come on. And then when they got back to that, it was like, oh, I'm so glad to see the old back. And they took offense to it. went on live, called me every name but the child of God. And when we say big, that's in a good way, baby. I got the, I mean, cuss me out. I was a mother effer this why you can't do that. And all these people are on there and they knew. And because of their following, people not fully understanding what's going on, they all start to fall off. Shakia became the bad person. And it's like, what the hell did I do other than say, I am so glad to see you back to your old self because I was worried about you. And it's on video. That's the crazy thing. It's not like this was something that was in private and the words can be twisted. I was literally on one of those collaborative lives and said that it is on video. The way that I said it, it could not have been interpreted any other way. Like people came to me and said, Shakia, I don't know why they took it that way. You didn't even say anything bad, baby. I don't know either. But then all of them in their little circle. Okay, bye, Shakia. Of course, now it's like, you know how they say like, okay, well, you're the common denominator, then you must be the problem. So now we're not seeing you here. We're not seeing you there. We're not seeing you this. So then people start to feel like, oh, it must be her. She's the reason, like she must be the problem. Oh, we don't want to follow. Oh, I guess what they're saying is true. Right? So that was one. If I can, I've never, it's certain people, I go and I express to them, and then they'll be like, oh, I see why you are the way you are now. So let's all talk about other collabs. Collab with someone in their group, helping when they first started selling digital products and selling their files for their boxes, for their little bath bombs, and they couldn't figure out Silhouette. They didn't know how to set it up so they can appeal to the Cricut community. Guess who did it for them? Absolutely free, because this is a matter of, I have certain skills, you don't, okay, I'm in your group, whatever, I'm going to offer you these skills. I'll make this for you. Oh, they got a bad file from Etsy of some Flintstones, some African-American Flintstones that were horrible. Hey, no problem. I'll make a set. I made a whole video series. Like I did it on live, like showing it. And then when I did that on live, I gave it to you. And then I didn't even say, okay, hey, yeah, I made that. You took those, you added football stuff to it. But then somehow Shakia becomes the best. All the stuff that Shakia did for you for free without compensation. You took what I made, I never charged you, and I put you in a position where you can make money from it. But Shakia becomes the bad person. You talked about my child, things that I confided in you about situations with my child when he was born. I don't know this person. Why do they know about my child? How do they know that when the only common denominator? So you're getting upset with me because I'm like, you grimy. Then you go and you hide behind your admins. Before, it was all good for me to share my lives in your group. Nothing has changed about me. Anybody that has ever watched me for the past 10, almost 11 years cannot say that Shakia has ever switched up and changed. Who I presented myself to you in the beginning is exactly who I am now. I've always been that no holds, like I don't hold anything back. I am brutally honest. I understand that everybody can't take my honesty sometimes, but I've always been this person. I have always shown up this way. So who really switched up? Who really switched up? Because now it's when I go and I share, you invited me to share in your group. You invited me to share my content in your group because you recognize that I'm that girl. I have information. You can't get upset with me because you started this group and you're putting in less information than me. My business was promoting. You didn't give me. Maybe you should set boundaries. I'm going to tell people now. People ask me, invite me to their group. Hey, I got a question. You do know that I go live a lot, okay? You found me because I go live a lot. Is there a limit on how much you want me to post in your group? Because if I'm posting and you want me to share my content, you want that engagement in your group. You want your group to feel as if, hey, this is a group with a lot of great information because, it's coming from me. You do know I share a lot. I go live a lot. Is that going to be a problem? Because if it is, I don't need to be in this group because you're wanting me here. You're inviting me here because of my knowledge and my expertise. But if you don't want me to share it with your audience, don't invite me to your group, point blank, period. I'm not going to be used to where you want me to come in here and answer questions for free. How does that help? How does that benefit me? You are getting the help. And that is the problem. People are like, oh, you should be open to help. How much help am I supposed to get without giving, like, so where's my help going to come from? Then it's like, oh, but we're not, how can we help you? Like, you're the, exactly. So how you can possibly help me is drop a few, say a thank you with, I'm not saying that you got to send me $100. A couple dollars in the Cash App will work. Whatever you have, if all you look, I ain't got much. Do you know that means more? And I don't have much. Like, I literally got $2 in my Cash App right now. And for this help, baby, you can have it. Thank you so much for that. You didn't have an expectation of anything. It may not be much, but I have somebody say, girl, I know you got kids. Hey, take this money and it ain't got to come out of your money. Go buy them some candy, some chips, or whatever. Literally, somebody said that to me. Like, this wasn't for you. I can't do much, but I can go ahead and give you some money and make sure that your kids can, because they're sharing you with us. So if you can go, because as a parent, because Zani Mani, baby, if I go get Zani Mani some chips, oh, mommy, you're the best mom ever. Like, y'all, pause and go back. That makes me, all I do was come home with some airheads. And Zani Mani is like, oh, you're the best mom ever. Oh, my God, y'all, that shit melts my heart. It's like, for kids, they don't need a lot. They just want to know that you care. So if somebody's going, is all they got is $2 to where in turn I get to feel that because I'm going to take that $2 and now go bring my baby some Airheads. I'm going to go bring MJ a Snickers or a Twix. And they feel like I'm the best mom ever because I had an extra $2, $3 to think about them and go bring them something home unexpectedly. People don't think about, like, I think microcosmically, like for me, the little things matter. So anywho, so now you're telling your admins you want to put it on them. When you needed a shoulder to cry on, you're in these groups and they're complaining about your little explosion boxes and this, that, and the third or whatever. And the person that you're talking to, and I'm like trying to encourage you, you going through this, you going through that every single time. Like, you're crying in your videos, you're doing, and I'm there trying to encourage you. But then it's like, oh, delete her live videos. I don't want it to seem like it's me. So I'm supposed to believe that 3 of your admins that came and said that they're all conspiring against you and they all lie. But that also speaks volume to you. If 3 of your admins can come, or what they call now moderators, can come and willing to tell me whether it was a lie or not, if they were all willing to come to me and tell me, oh, Shakia, that chick don't really like you, she be talking about you. The fact that they were willing to throw you under the bus, now I got the question, girl, what you over there doing? Where not 1, not 2, but 3 of your admins are willing to come and say, Shakia, stop talking to that chick because she's telling your business and not in a good way. Then you go, like, then years later, oh, baby, y'all got a whole TikTok video talking about your girl. People thought I was going to be mad. Nah, keep talking that ish because they're going to come over here and see, oh, she a cool chick. Which I can somewhat understand that perspective from somebody else who feeds off of that, right? I can respect the fact that she's no longer getting upset that people are calling her a scammer, which, I don't F with her, never will, unless she's willing to acknowledge and apologize for that she like truly do it and not just for whatever. But I see how somebody, like, they live off of people talking about them. People have made so many videos about them scamming and them stealing this. I've been a victim of them stealing your stuff and just not acknowledging you, but they want to go and talk about collaboration over competition, but they sat in the background of your group. They stalked your page. They never once acknowledged you as, man, this is really dope. Like, this is what I want. Like, they didn't come to me and say that. They went to their people and say, copy this. I'm talking about 2 different people though. But that other person is like, you and your fans, your peoples, y'all got a whole TikTok. Once TikTok came, y'all use y'all TikTok live, whatever, to talk about me. Okay, yep, all right, another person off. Then I go and I collab with what you guys consider to be one of the biggest people in the trend of sublimation in home, and in their group, helping them freely. Never got compensation. Like some of you, I didn't work for this person. Never got compensation. Like just for doing what I do, I got compensation for the work that I put in because I did more videos for the relaunch of and the restock of your products than you did. I'm able to explain your little funky ass sublimation ink and pigment ink better than you can, and that you. So I'm always giving way too much to people, and I realize they can't handle that. So here I am, I'm supporting you, but then you want to go and you want to support somebody else. So yep, I don't F with you no more. Then the other people, here I am supporting you. I'm making videos. Hell, you wanted my video. I'm like blowing you up or whatever. I create a sample pack that which I don't have a problem with. I will say, this is just me sharing my experience. When people say, oh, I know you don't do collabs anymore. There's a reason why. It's not just like, oh, Shaki is the problem, but it's like when you hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock and you keep getting slapped in the face, why would I? I'm going to go and continue to be a one-woman show because I can hold my own. Y'all needed other people. It ain't too much of nothing that I don't know or I'm not willing. If I had to, I will figure it out. If I had to go and do embroidery, I understand it. I've always studied. I just never had an embroidery machine. If I was to get an embroidery machine right now, baby, I'm going to figure that shit out in 2.5 seconds. And I can be this, okay, I have every single thing. I welcome being, because it's a burden to carry that load to try to answer all this stuff in your mind. So I would love to be able to share that, like to where it's like people, but you gotta think like me, gotta be kind of detailed because people that if I send my people to you, they're expecting details. So I like to collaborate with people who are about like details and stuff, but I don't want to carry that burden. Like I don't want to carry that load. That's a burden to try and do like everything. But if I have to, I will, because I can't. Every time I try and collab and people are intimidated by the fact that I am addicted to gathering information and just being knowledgeable, they have a problem with it. So here we go, where somebody becomes a complete asshole. The world goes into a pandemic. I went and I had a sample pack and I'm like offering up, I'm sharing your brand with my community through this way. I paid for your product, put it in a sample pack with everybody else's. I put your all the others. I gave no links. I gave a link to your website. It said exact like, but then it's, oh, you can't do that. Da, da, da. Wait, what? Now we're talking about me. This instead of us having a regular conversation because I'm sorry. I understand laws and I understand first sale doctrine that I purchased it. I'm not rebranding it. I'm not calling it my own. I'm able to do with that. If I wanted to go and sell off every single last one of them, there's marketplace, there's this and the third, like, but why would I want to sabotage you by buying your products and then so-called selling it off at a cheaper price? That don't help me none. I would lose money. That makes no sense. I think you can see I'm a little bit smarter than that. So now that falls apart. All right, well, I'm not going back. I love that product. I'm not going back to some folks that don't support not just my culture, me as a people. Like A-Sub wasn't doing shit from where I live at. What are you doing other than you're selling it from China to the people here? You're not helping people. You're not providing tutorials. Like once I realized that, I'm like, damn, this is one of the biggest and most well-known brands. And they don't even I get having influencers, but where are your people? Where are the people that work for your company? Where is A-Sub's Facebook group where they're in here answering questions? Where are they? Why are they not connected with the people that's spending money with them? Where they at? So I was like, after these people went off on me, I love this product and promote you. Hey, look, I'm never using A-Sub again. I'm going to use this because they have a group. They're helping people. So I can support you in helping you make money because you are helping other people. You're doing free tutorials. You're doing this. You're doing that. I see these other brands, the A-Subs, the text prints, the image right. All of these platforms to where y'all ain't even got a YouTube channel. Okay, I understand Facebook groups were a little bit new. YouTube been around for a long time. Where your YouTube channel? Where's your videos showing the print settings for your paper? Where's the videos of you, somebody from your company, pressing a shirt a tumbler, a mug, a keychain, or what? Where y'all at? So supporting, I'm like, okay, once that fell apart, can't go back. So I did the work. I came up with, honestly speaking, the best summation paper. Oh, people thought I was crazy. I went and instead of saying, damn, like, yo, all we know is this brand. Yeah, they're this brand is big, whatever. And yeah, you had to use 400 degrees. Yeah, you had to use 60 seconds. Yes, you had to use butcher paper. But if somebody is saying, hey, because I researched, I came up, I found, did I make it? No, but it's something that people don't know about. And this company was probably afraid to really put it out there because they probably believe no one's going to believe that this paper works like this. I was willing to take that chance to say, yo, 400 degrees ain't the move. You can do this thing at 360, 325, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. You ain't got to overwork your heat press, and you don't need butcher paper. Instead of people embracing that and saying, well, dang, how does that work? Okay, you're doing it. How does that work? Now it's like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. It's the reason why it needs this. Or if these companies are doing that, who are you? It's called innovation. A lot of the things that push the needle forward in our society is because of innovation. People who were willing to go against the status quo. So because I was willing to not go and say, oh, you have to press at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. You can do 365 in 30 seconds. And only reason why I did that because it was good on branding. The first time I dropped the paper and when I showed it, I was actually at 360 for like 20 seconds. But of course, I have a higher grade heat press, so it was able to transfer. Those with ones that are, a little bit cheaper. Okay, where's that middle line for like, where's a better one? And then it just worked out that it was great for branding. 365, 30 seconds. The no butcher paper. Just because you have always used a paper where you needed to, I'm showing it. Like, it's not like smoke and mirrors. I'm literally on live. So how can you go in your group and say that I am lying when I am on live showing it? Instead of embracing it and the tides were changing, I'm the liar. You're going to go and you and all your little goons are going to go and talk about me. You got people inboxing me, hate messages and this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm dead wrong. This is why Black people can't. I'm now the reason why Black people can't collab and grow together. Well, guess what? I was the Black girl that was willing to do the research, do the work that most of you're not going to want to read. It's like, okay, I'm okay with status quo. I'm okay with the way it's traditionally be done. I'm not going to challenge the system. So now I'm the bad girl. I'm the angry Black lady. I'm just the bad person because you don't like the fact that I enjoy and I take pleasure in educating myself and finding a better way, but now I'm the bad person. Full videos on me. But we talk about collaboration over competition. But if somebody comes with a better way, then that becomes an issue. If somebody goes and say, hey, if you really want to do this as a business, DIY, I like to say DIM, do it myself. DIY, you want to go and get a product that, hey, this is not for anyone. I'm not charging this. I just need something quick. I have an option for the Dollar Tree to go get this. All right, cool. Let me go and get it to try it for myself. But if I'm going to say, hey, there's a better way. If you want to go and sell this, there's these products and you can use this. You can use this type of blade. Oh my God, anybody got to do it your way? I'm trying to help you. So, yes, and that ain't the only one. Let's talk about another one. Had a whole collab, right? There are times where I will never say that I lied about something, but it's like I'm very animated, so over exaggerate. So if I know that I can help someone and they put out some information, okay, it made me think about something. Like it was probably already there, but it made me think about something. Okay, I made certain moves. I go and I do something, and then I come back and say, oh, to help their messaging, hey, they know what they're talking about. I wasn't worried about losing money from their classes, whatever. I went and I said, I did what they made a whole movement around my post. What would blank blank do? Became a whole hashtag for them and kept flashing my comment where I went and said, okay, yep, I did this and I made blah, 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 blah. Created a whole campaign around it. Talk to me about their product release. When you go and you're expressing, hey, folks, okay, I'll take that back. I'm going to take that back, right? I did say that. They didn't know that I knew this person like that. So I've had classes. I've had one-on-one sessions. People will come to me because they'll feel like, well, I didn't get, like, I paid for this class or I paid for this. I'm still lost. I don't have access to them. I see you on live all the time, whatever. They'll book a one-on-one sessions to sit there. And then they start to tell me like, oh my God, this is so much, like, this is so great. I paid such and such, this, and this, not knowing, okay, like, I mean, there's somebody who, I kind of rock with, I know this person. So I'm going to them, telling them, this ain't one person I had a meeting with, not two. This is several people. They did not know that you and I, we've had conversations. Like I have the phone numbers of people where I'm not talking to them just online. I'm literally talking to them on the phone. We're talking about their releases and their launches of whatever their product is that wasn't related to create. Like, okay, you want to be able to do this? I'm supporting you in all these different things. You're telling me how you plan to get influencers to get the thing. I went and I purchased it. You told me that you were going to send me said products. We went through the leather part. I'm not saying that I helped you, but it's the fact that we had discussed it because you already had all of your things in place. You had your visions. I imparted some things. Okay, well, consider this, consider that, whatever. Have you thought about this, whatever? Like just things that I was thinking about. We'll go through the whole process. You told me about your entire launch. You wanted to send it out to influencers and this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm going to send you out. I went and purchased the product myself. Pre-order like everybody else. I didn't ask for no handouts. When you dropped your products, I went and purchased both of them. I had a giveaway for my business's anniversary, and I gave away your product. I'm sorry, is that not the definition of supporting somebody? I didn't ask you to give it to me to put in my giveaway. I paid for your product at the price that you advertised, did not ask for an additional discount to give it away so that more my audience that may not have known about your product, they now know about your product. And then when you finally launch and you got them, oh, I guess my platform wasn't big enough for you. My platform or me as a person, I was big enough, or you trusted me enough to talk about your plans for the launch of your two products. But I wasn't big enough to hold your product on my arm or do a little video for you where you went with somebody else. Oh, why? Because I'm not like that. I don't like spending. I don't find value in spending money on Gucci and this, that, and the third. Like, it covers my body. It works on my feet. I'm like, I am someone where some of these shoes I cannot wear. One of my legs is actually longer than the other. So I just have, like, it's just certain things I can't. So because you don't see me wearing these things, what, you felt like I wasn't on your level to where you went, and then slowly but surely, here we go. It's going down. So now that collab is gone. But all people see is, oh, that's another person. We saw Shakia here. Now we don't see her there. Oh, when I go and and then it's the fact of we don't have a conversation. I find out because I go to try and go to your group. I can't find it. Out of the blue, you just block me. Delete me from your group and just block me. You block me from your... Wait, where we do that at? Are we not grown people? Can we not have a conversation about how something made you feel? Oh, okay. So now that's another. What number are we on right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the 6. Trying to think. Am I missing one? A like really important one? Oh, tried to collab with someone, thought they were really dope. Oh, they, approached them. We were at the same conference, and, I'm like, talking about my product, had somebody else saying, oh, this person is dope. Oh, no. I don't do sublimation anymore. But then you get back and you literally drop how many sublimation videos for all these other brands. Oh, okay. That's what, number 7? Oh, okay. So I just got to a point to where, what's the fucking point of collabing? Where every single time I'm the one left with the short end of the stick. Never has there been a time where I have come out on top for any collaboration that I have done, like in I was like, I mean, I'm always gonna like directly from that, right? Like I'm the one that's giving, giving, giving. I'm the one that checks in on people, making sure that like, hey, you said this, did you work on like I'm the accountability partner, like not in like forced to do something, but just like, hey, you said this, I'm gonna check in. Never getting that back. But I'm the bad person. So yeah, got to a point to where my collaborations are I'm going to share your post out. I ain't got a problem sharing. But I know if I see I'm sharing yours out and I don't ever see a share of mine, baby. Actually, no, I take that back. There was one, my girl Gucci. Always. Look, that was one collab where I can say we both came out on the winning side of that. And to this day, even though she doesn't do as much crafting like anymore, but that is one to where, baby, we go to we like this, we like this, we like this. My girl Gucci crafts, okay. Oh well, that one is necessarily a collab. Like we collabed on the Christmas one, but I love her as well, and I'm always sending people. So okay, let me stop that. Let me back up because there are some people. Let me not focus on the bad because there's Gucci, and then there's Alexis Galloway from So Sweet Academy. That is my boo. That is my girl. Definitely came on top because that is how I got to see the inner workings of the impression show and like how the class and things like that work. Like she encouraged me to go to that particular one. So no, I got to give it up to my girl Alexis. And as far as old ones, now there are collaborations like in the works that are better now, right? Had some tensions before, but there are things that are like better now. Oh, I forgot I never collab with the person, but my name was on the tip of their tongue and my stuff came up in their content. I ain't never collab with the person because again, they just walked from the background, but I became the bad person. And when I did bring it up, it's the I don't know. It's somebody that did what's her name? Like it's something like level. Girl, you know good hell well you know my damn name. You damn sure know my product. You damn sure know my tagline. You damn sure know my banner. You damn sure know my post when I talked about Rose. Girl, don't play with me, okay? But I was the bad person when I got on here and I prayed for it because obviously you're dealing with some things where for me, no one can ever say if you go to somebody and say why you did not F with me, like somebody I was cool with, the only thing that you're going to be able to say is because she thinks she know it all. She's too cocky. Because you can never say I did anything malicious to you. Never, ever, ever, ever can anybody that I do not collab with right now say that I ever did anything malicious to them and that they didn't get more out of it than I did. Not one. But you, on the other hand, you talk nasty about people in your own circle. You take advantage of people. Till this day, you keep trying to, which I appreciate. You're trying to change the narrative of who you are and you're trying to reframe it. But it's really hard when you spend so much time burning people and you still do it till this day. You haven't tried to adjust, change. You laugh it off. So that one wasn't a collab, but baby, that one is why, because they promote collaboration over competition, baby, I would never, ever. Now that's one where that's a grudge, but I don't give a damn how much you change. You ain't got to ever. If we're in a situation, I got to take a picture next to you. I'm not. Look, one thing I'm not gonna do is if I see you, I'm gonna say hey. I'm gonna keep it moving because it don't hurt me to say hello. Me saying hello to you don't mean that I agree with you. We're gonna rock with it. We're gonna break bread or whatever. I'm gonna say hello if I got to walk past you. Physically, I'm not gonna say shit to you online because you're dead wrong. You're never taking accountability for any of your wrongdoings, and you continue to do it. So, nah, I'm good on that. Good on that. But this is why, yes, I don't do collabs. I would like to. I really, really would. I really, really would. I would like to have a podcast where I can go and have dialogue with people, but I don't really think it's gonna happen anytime soon. So I'll just choose to use my platform and just say what the hell I want to say. Good morning. I missed class. That's not hate, but I will be catching the playback. You are awesome. Thank you. You are very welcome. We all have certain words we do with our friends. I guess that's why I was so drawn to you, because you think how I feel. Baby, I've cried to you. So you're a bestie. Don't think you can leave me. It's so true. We choose those choices and then we complain. Ma'am, I feel you're talking about me, even though I know you're not, but some of those things you said put the nail on the hammer. Sometimes following the masses can lead you astray. Hey. I had a feeling it was something like that went down. Watched so many friendships and partnerships crash and burn on YouTube. It's a shame. Sorry it happened to you. That's so my grandbaby, even when I checked the mailbox, she asked, did she get mail? I give her the magazines and her smile gets, that's how Zion mind. Did I get a package? Yeah, you get your package. Open it up. Incredible morning. It amazes me how we leave high school just to live it all over again as adults. Crazy. I can't blame you for protecting your peace. Now calm down because the coughing is making me nervous. No, I actually, my throat is dry, like really, really bad. It's not, let's not mention when you showed the pizza and tumbler in the oven together. I sent them folks, oh baby, yes, that sent people crazy. It's like, I get it. Like even with polyester, like people like, oh, my customers don't like, do y'all know? Like, I hate when people say that. My customers don't like polyester. I can guarantee you, your customer probably wore something polyester this week, because if they are a sports fan, a jersey is polyester. All these dresses and outfits that people were so worried about not getting from Shein and Temu and all of those places, guess what? The majority of that issue is polyester. Okay. It is easier. It is man-made. They can create it. Polyester is nothing but refined and processed and broken down plastic that is easy to get versus the resources for cotton. Cotton has this negative connotation because of my people. Say what you want. Yes, it's a resource, but that is a trigger for some people when it comes to cotton. Now they're, it's one of those things where you can't just do like some of the farming stuff and just send, maybe if somebody creates something where it can pick it up more, but there is still this thing of picking cotton. It is a job that has to be done, but there was a time where it was a bad thing to pick cotton because of the, how they treated people that had to do it. So for a lot of things, and getting people to want to pick cotton and not feel like they're a slave and what it's attached to, a lot more things are made with polyester, or this is why we have blends. They want to preserve the natural resources. We don't have a lot of places where cotton can be grown. This is something that it comes from the ground. You cannot produce it. It's a natural substance. It has to grow from the ground. So when we have technology and all this stuff, they want to tear down fields for developments and all these things, you lose more and more natural resources. But see, that's where the geek in me comes in. That's the stuff that people don't want to hear about. When you try to break down, okay, why is this way? Why does it cost so much? Or why does it X, Y, and Z? Where we're losing more and more natural resources. The more that they reduce, like you have someone who wants to cut funding where people are trying to preserve agriculture, and they want to figure out how to take those lands and build up on it because that's going to make more money. But then where are you going to get the money for the nice little suits you have? Oh, but guess what? Them suits polyester. That's why. So when you say you're not wearing, my customers don't like, they got polyester on. Even if that suit is nice and cotton, trust and believe that little liner on the inside, that thing polyester. It is actually, most of them is actually sublimated. I mean, But people don't want to hear about that, right? No, because then that lessens the amount of things that you have to be angry about and be in an uproar about when people give you accurate information. You want to hold on to your ignorance because it gives you something to be in an uproar about. And the moment someone challenges your way of thinking, they are the problem. So when people be like, they don't like polyester and this, that, and the third, polyester has changed so much. Yeah, they didn't have the technologies to process it and thin it out. And when you're like, I don't know about y'all. Like, I hate the fact that so many things have been taken out of schools, because I went to an elementary school and I'm grateful for the age that I was able to go to school at. I had science teachers that taught you how to make paper, and where you would take them and put water and blend them up, like to basically recycle paper, take some pantyhose and put them on a frame and spread it out, and we've made paper. When you go and you have seen the machines on how fabric and how thread and things and how wool is spun, and how you go and you pull it and you keep pulling it and pulling it to thin it out and then fuse it together. Like, or maybe it was just me and the fact that I just like dumb classes like I don't know. I like shit like that. I enjoy, like, I am the kid where they're like, we went on a field trip to the Miami Herald. Was it Miami Times? One of them newspaper places downtown. I think it was Miami Herald. And the other kids just walking around, and I'm asking questions. I'm excited. Like, I'm looking at a printing press and seeing how, like, they have to, like, put the things, like, on, like, you have to literally put letter by letter for, like, an old school printing press. And I'm just, like, in awe. And my classmates looking at me like, when is this going to be over with? When are we going to lunch? And I'm still, like, looking to see, like, I've just always been that person. So I'm grateful, because MJ in elementary school had never gone on a field trip. They actually take away, like, that's crazy too. The principal that Zion Imani had last year didn't let them go on not one field trip, because they were so worried. We've gotten to a point where we're so worried about test scores that we take away just field trips. And how do kids gain knowledge? Being able to see these things. When I grew up, I felt like we probably spent more time on field trips than inside the classroom. And it wasn't that parents had to pay all of this money. People opened up their businesses for kids to come there. All we had to cover was a bus. And then that was through the school board. Like, now when I go and I look at the couple of field trips they go on, like, damn, why this costs so much? I'm grateful for the time, like, I grew up in, and they take so much from these kids. There's no home economics. There's no wood shop. There's no, like, the sewing classes. I remember taking a class to learn how to type on a typewriter, although I did not do well in that class. Don't know how I passed it, because I still cannot type without looking at the keyboard. So that didn't really do a whole lot for me. But they've taken all that away. They don't teach kids to write. I had a whole book that was written in cursive. But we want to take away the resources or reformat these things where it worked with the Department of It. The way that you've changed it now is the problem. Make it where, okay, how can we combine what we did back then with the technologies that we have now to make the Department of Education better, where it actually helps our children? We're not trying to rush them through the learning process. This is where there becomes an issue of competition over collaboration. You're trying to push our children. Like, our society moves too fast, or in a way where, how can I say it? Like, I just feel like they're moving these kids too fast. Way, way, way too fast. You wonder why there's this high rate of illiteracy. Like, kids are illiterate. They cannot read. People don't like those words. It seems harsh. Oh, don't call my kid illiterate. Well, did you look in Webster? I'm not trying to be rude, but your kid is, like, there's a literacy issue. The root word, and then so it's illiterate. So you want to just say that, okay, there's just a deficiency in literacy. Is it that we want to be coddled in the way that we said we want to hear it in a softer tone? But if we read the dictionary, one word means the same as saying there is a deficiency in literacy. Illiterate. Like, I'm sorry. I don't understand. But we wonder why, because we're not taking the time to actually teach them things. I look at my son's work and I'm like, if this is about math, like, why are we doing all this extra unnecessary, like, writing and describe how you came up with this answer? He's in the first grade. So you want me to figure out the problem and then write a whole paragraph about how I came up with this answer? And okay, I might be wrong. I wanted so bad. One of the times I read that, but I'm like, I would never do that to his teacher. I was going to have Zion Imani write. I counted my fingers. Because that's how we teach them. Like, what do you want these kids to write? Describe how you came up with it. I held up 5 fingers and I counted down to take away 3 and I was left with 2. You want my kid to write all of that? Please make it make sense. Then you want to give them a feeling great because they did. Is the answer correct? We're not talking about like, okay, them being able to cheat because this is algebra. You want a full definition of basic math facts that, if we're being honest, are not really math problems. It's a memorization thing. Instead of trying to go and make them like, okay, you need them to count. But a lot of basic math, if we just focus on memorization, instead of telling our kids, you have to go, it's like, okay, if little Johnny had 4 apples and his friend gave him 3, how many does he have? And you're getting upset because he's saying 2. Normalize saying the answer. That's what I do with my kids. I don't need you to, I need you. Can you show me that you know how to count? So if we go 4 and then you count 3, it's okay for me to say, okay, if little Johnny gave him 4, it's 7. Like, looking at him, I have a sheet for Zion Imani. 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 2 = 3. The numbers are on there. Why are we making it harder for them to learn? There's times for them to go and have this when they need it. And it's basic math is nothing more than memorization. That's it. But I'm not an educator. You know, then people tell me that because I didn't go to school. My thought process isn't valid. But we're taking away from agriculture. We're taking away from education. And then we're going to wonder why things go up, because natural resources that we had, we no longer have. Now they have to compensate because billionaires have created machinery and they want to get a return on their investment that's ridiculous. But we're taking away basic necessities. We're moving so far from it. Where at some point we're going to have no green land, no waterways, because all it is just development. But anywho, my hour is up. Okay, wait, let me see. I see a few comments here, but my hour is up. But know that everything I talk about, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not creating a new page. I will get on this platform and talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. If all you wanted was crafting, go watch the 10+ years. I got a bunch of content there. I'm not starting over. Maybe once I get a little bit of traction, I might create one, because then that does create additional streams of income, streams of revenue. But for now, I'm just going to have honest talk. And in there, sprinkle in the fact that I have amazing classes. I have an amazing product that I actually help you with. I haven't been doing it lately because I'm like, what's the point? I am looking for brand ambassadors. If there is compensation, I am focused. It's not that I don't want to. It will still be within my group. It's people that I am vetting, but I've also put in the work to show you my products. But because I want to be able to move on to different things, like I need, to free up time. And I get that for other companies, but you could at least start a YouTube channel. Even if you had other people provide the content, at least where's your platform for your products? But whoever. But yeah, I'll do these again where I'm just gonna talk. Y'all don't respond back. Y'all don't ask. I see a lot of comments. Thank you for the comments today. This is just confirmation that You guys don't want questions. You just want to hear me talk about a bunch of whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you what you want where it still benefits me, because I get the views, I'll get the ad spend, and and then money wise, as far as what I do, you guys can join the class. You want to see how to make card cutouts, you want to see how to do sublimation, you want to know how to make a shirt, you want to understand about pricing, you want to understand about keeping focus, you want to understand about taxes, then you'll join our classes. You'll join the Creative Lounge. You will enroll in the Essentials of Silhouette Studio, where I am teaching you graphic designing skills. We have classes that teach skills, not just projects, they teach skills. We have an amazing product. If you are somebody that does sublimation and you want amazing results like this, we have a paper that goes against status quo. You don't have to use 400 degrees for a shirt. You don't have to use 60 seconds. You don't have to go and bake this for 8 minutes. Other papers, they'll tell you, put this in an oven for 8 minutes. Ooh, give me 3, give me 4. Like, who got time for that? At the most 5 minutes, depending on your oven. I'm not telling you, you buy the paper, you don't have to go out and buy and spend money. You're trying to figure it out, but you're spending money before you even mastered it. I have a product that I am telling you, you do not have to spend more than the printer, the paper, and the blank. You don't need to go out and buy an oven for this. It can go in your regular oven. I promise you. I will never steer you wrong. It can go in your regular oven. Just because others don't talk about it doesn't mean that it's not true. I study this. I understand it's not toxic. I use common sense. If I can press on my Hotronix and it's not, I can do this and it's covered up. So we have amazing products. It's available on shop.hsync365.com. We have amazing classes on that platform, or you can also go to 365 Creative Academy. You can book a one-on-one session with me, but on this platform, I am done talking crafts. Okay. All right. Let me just go through these last comments. I'm done. I promise you. I'm not going to say another word. If I'm not reading a comment, I'm not saying nothing else. Haters will always be around. Everything doesn't work well for everyone. And I'm not going to call them, some people are straight up. I'm not going to say that. I'm always trying to be nice and politically correct and, just not put that energy on people. But no, some people are just straight haters. I'm sorry. That's being very supportive. That's where I met you at one of Gucci's lives. Y'all were doing Silhouette versus Cricket. Alexis! Hey, Hans. She said, keep it classy. That's my baby right there. That's I am so grateful for that invite to Impressions. From that moment on, it's just so many things switched and changed for me in that. And we had a ball in Atlantic City. Okay. I want to hear about it, but I was a marketing business major in high school and college. So maybe that's why I enjoy your content. My Walmart chicken frying dress I got on now is polyester. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. I'm Pine Bluff and went on a field trip to I'm in Pine Bluff and went on a field trip to the paper mill. I love those. I love those field trips. They call them Mumu. I got a few polyester house dresses that are sublimated poorly from Temu, Walmart, discount stores. Exactly. I got 2 of those polyester outfits from Temu too. My mama got a whole closet. My mama love her. Them little dresses, my mama love those. All the little chicks that like to wear the little tights with the designs on it, polyester. I was the science geek and chess queen geek. Incredible morning. I hate they're taking so much out of schools for these babies, and they're talking about changing the grading rate. I definitely need to maybe have a platform. When MJ came home and told me the grade that he got and said, but he passed, how? It's they're making where they're not even trying. I'm like, since when did a 68 become a B? And I told him, I don't give a darn what they say. You bet not ever get a 68 on a damn quiz again. The hell? But it's passing, mommy. It's a B. Not in my book. Don't play with me. I did awesome in my typing class. I can still type without looking today. Not as fast as I was back then, but got skills. I can't type worth a damn. Exactly. That is the meaning of the word, but it's like such a negative thing when someone's like, "Oh, they're illiterate." You're not gonna call my baby. Talk about my baby. Okay, they have a literacy deficiency. Sorry. Yep, they want to take away public school, preschool, free lunches. I do not understand why any child goes to school and has to pay to eat at school. That should be free for every single kid. I don't even care if your parents are super, super rich. When you're coming to school, that unless it's a private school, even then your tuition should cover it. But when it comes to a public school, even if it's in an affluent area, I do not believe that any child, because that's like saying if we have to charge, see, y'all not gonna see now. That's no, I'm going to go back to this video, and I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of micro topics all throughout this video that I can use for my next honest talk. But that's one of them. I'm like, if we go and say, okay, well, it's only free for the underprivileged and this and the third, but because their parent, then it's not fair. Like that's something that I feel like should be like, that's something regardless of social status, it should be across the board, because that is what makes us equal. Because then it becomes where if the free lunches are only in the inner city schools and those that don't get funding and they don't have parents on like the booster clubs and this, that, and the third, like then if it's only them, then it puts this stereotype in, oh, y'all got free lunch? Oh, y'all must be poor. Like we have to pay for our lunch. Like it, and we don't need that in schools, whether they're in the same area. Yes, school-wise, they're not in the same schools, like, but there's going to be times where these kids come together, where it's on field trips or this, that, and the third. If it's at competitions for schools and things, why is this an issue? So I'm like, for me, public schools, lunch should be free across the board. I'm sorry. It should be free across the board, no matter if it's a Title I school or if it's this affluent, like it should be across the board. Let private schools deal with that. Link to the Creative Lounge. Most definitely. Let me grab that for you. It's going to just be in the comments because I think, well, it should go into the, actually, see, no, it just did YouTube. Okay, give me a second. I just realized that like when I put a comment, I don't know if it's showing up because I only see the YouTube ones. So give me a second. Let me find your comment over here. I will link. There we go. I see it right there. Let me go ahead and drop that link for you. I realized that the other day when I post the comments on StreamYard, they were not going to Facebook. So that's the Creative Lounge link. They say don't use the oven after submitting because of the gases. Oh, I know what they say. I also know what is false. There is like when we, God, I have a whole video. Like I wish I can find it. I have a whole video. Just know I know what they say, but it's not true. It's just not. Even when you have the paper that will bleed out, like the A-Subs and the well, all those other brands, whatever, it might gas out. If anything, yes, the gas is coming out that is still ink. You may see residue at the bottom of like your oven because you're not fully protecting it. But if you have like a shrink wrap over it, the shrink wrap will change colors. That's on the inside. But sublimation gases are not on the periodic table. They're not a harmful gas. Gas, that's the problem with the English language. Like that is an English language issue and not a scientific issue. Because of how we describe certain things and certain, which I get some things like, on the periodic table, like they are a gas, and the properties of what makes something a gas, you kind of apply that to this. So it is, they say it's a gas, and it's not that. It goes through a gaseous state, meaning the same way other gases where it can go from it doesn't it goes from a solid, how can I say it, like it doesn't go through, like have to go to like the liquid stage. Oh my god, I'm losing my whole train of thought right now. I talk about this all the time. Basically when it heats up, it's like vapors. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, man, why is it? I literally talk about this all the time, and I don't know why I was escaping my brain. I think it's because I'm supposed to be off. Like I'm an hour and 30, 40 minutes in. I'm supposed to be an hour. But basically, I have a video. The fact that you can't see it. It's like vapors. It's like air. That's all that it is. It's transferring. It's going from that print, and it's able to be transferred and go to the other and color the substrate. It's able to penetrate it. And all it is free flowing. It's not turning back into a liquid. It's just going. So that is a gaseous state. That's the process of how gases work. Vapors. When you boil something, the steam and stuff that you see is a vapor. It's a form of, it's kind of like the same thing. Like you can see it, your breath when you're breathing, like that's all that it is. But people take the word gas because we think about toxic gases. So the moment they hear gas, they associate it with toxicity, and that's not the case. This sublimation process is the same process as dry ice. Same process. Now you shouldn't be touching dry ice, but like those smoke, that's where you get like the fog machines and this and the third, like they tell you to put, like it's the same process. So that's all it is a process. I promise you, just because you see it, it's not. Now, if you have underlying health issues, that's different, but the process in of itself is not toxic. It's not. Okay. So yes, people are going to say that, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. And when you combine it with Honesty Speaking sublimation paper, it becomes even more safe because those potential gases don't come out the back. They are going to be trapped in, which is why you get amazing results in less time, because with our paper, it's not fighting to go to the substrate and gas out the back. All of the gases are going towards your substrate. So you are able to get better results in less time. Okay. So that's that. You can get that at shop.hsinc365.com. We are looking for brand partners because I suck at short form content. I don't care what y'all say. Oh, you can do it. I don't want to do it. And that is the thing that we also need to realize in business. That's another topic. It is okay to not do everything in your business. It is okay to accept your deficiencies in areas where that's not your area of expertise. You're going to waste time in your business. You're going to cost yourself more money trying to do it yourself. I don't do well in short form content to show a demonstration of something. So I am looking, or we are looking as a company, for brand partners where you like short form content. You like sublimation, but you enjoy making content. For someone that feels like content will push like short form content pushes their business forward. I don't feel that way, but I know that I need it. I need other people using our product to post on our platform. So we did make a post, or if you are interested, just email us, incredible brand partners at info@hsinc365.com. We are, of course, looking to compensate you. We're going to do the same thing for our classes. So if you benefited from the classes, if you recommend it, now you have to be somebody that has actually taken a class. To be a brand partner, you have to be someone that has actually purchased and used our products. I am not looking for those where you're just wanting to get it free because, oh, I like sublimation. This is my opportunity. I need for you to at least go and purchase the sample pack and try it, because our company is called Honesty Speaking for a reason. I have to know that you like the product, that you feel like it's a good product because you spent your money on it first. And it wasn't just that I sent you products. Oh, because that's another thing. All the mofos that I sent free product to, oh, man. That ain't, I'm sorry. I gotta go because that was triggering. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Yeah, that's speaking of which, hold on, back up. Did you email me, ma'am? I need you to email me. Please, please, thank you. Please, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Peace.